Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Is there a reason? Oh, come on, don't tell me. Let me pause real quick, because... I'll show you. Is it because I'm speaking a little too low? No, that is not the case. My avatar is just not reacting. You know what, let's just keep it in the corner for now, because this is not an official stream, and I'm just here to die more to Golgra. If I reload the file. For some reason, you know what? Never mind.
Where's your motivation?
Oh, I can actually hear the alerts now. Thankfully, they are not too loud. My motivation is here. And that's why I'm actually working on doing this.
NANI?
You have way too many points on our channel, don't you? That might need to reload my... I didn't even realize, was my avatar actually working when I was streaming Final Fantasy? Just remove that for a bit and insert it again. We're doing this on the fly, hoping it works. Not that it is. It's actually not working at all. Just a very large avatar, not moving. Yeah, I might need to activate Sammy to get this to run. No, I was talking about my own when I was streaming Final Fantasy just a moment ago in my own channel. I didn't want to rely on being on Discord each time, so I was actually using a filter of sorts to have it activate when I'm speaking. And somehow that filter seems to have disappeared. I'm not sure why. Let me see if I can reactivate it by finding Sammy. There we go. It's already kind of like 70. Oh yeah, you're good point. No, it's already said 75. I'll lower it to like 60. Is it? Because it's probably loud for you guys over there. Oh, interesting. Sammy does not detect my OBS. That's probably why it's not working. For some reason, the support for OBS is gone, and I have to wonder if that's because my WebSocket is actually disabled. It is disabled. You know what? Never mind. Let's just keep our avatar on for now and just practice, since this is not an official stream and everything. I'm also going to be doing this with Mael, not CL. Because we want to get to phase 2 to practice phase 2, and although it still takes quite a while to get to phase 2, it is considerably less than when I'm playing with CL, because Mael's counter is like 6k. Okay. The first one can even hit 9 if you're lucky. If we weren't.
Ready to parry. Ready to parry.
Well, it's also a lot easier for me to go through because, as you can see, she has a 200 plus damage stance, and by using one skill over and over again, I can actually keep her in the stance
Precision.
and continue doing like 6k counters each time.
Ready to parry.
Speaking of avatars, weren't you thinking of making your avatar
Sharp.
a tuber of your own? I don't know about lazy, but you're definitely bored these days, and I feel like that would be a good thing to experiment with when you have time. As you can see, we are going through Golgra's
Let's dance.
HP a lot more quickly on my L as opposed to CL. I still gotta focus enough that I don't lose on the counters. Speaking of which, what type of streaming options do you have on Twitch at the moment, King? Like, how many resizes do you get? Only our source or others?
Let's dance. Let's dance.
Now, really just creating the heck out of Golgra here.
Finesse and grace.
The one thing that's weird with my L is her counter sound. She screams a lot. Very visceral scream. position.
Ready to parry. Ready to parry.
Oh, no crits.
This will hurt. Finesse and precision. Ready to parry. On me. Time to hit big.
Oh no. This is very unfortunate. Yeah, okay. I accidentally used one additional shot. Now I can't use Fluret. That means I cannot go back into Virtuoso.
Precise strike. Ready to parry.
Because the only move that I have
Let's dance.
which can go into Virtuoso requires Golgra to be burning.
On me.
And she has way too many turns for me to hit her while burning, because the burn wears off by the time I get to her. Might just need to reset the fight so that we can continue.
Ready to parry.
Because when she's out of Virtuoso, she actually does considerably lower damage, as you can see.
This will hurt.
I did get a trophy for that. You know what? Let's skip and reset, and make sure we don't miss next time. Like, no, I mean, get... Rather than miss, make sure we do not do that additional shot while we're trying to go as quickly as possible. Wow, okay. It's a very strong start. Make sure I don't overextend my shots there again, otherwise I'll be forced to restart. And you know, that is the worst feeling. You get so far in the health bar and you realize you need to restart. Especially at such low levels. I'll probably come back to her once I unlock the damage limit. Just to have an easier time later. Or to do it with other characters. Put down that one.
Finesse and precision. Okay.
Miles' crit rate is actually pretty high since I built her that
Ready
way.
to parry.
It's just not showing as much on Golgra.
Ready to parry. Let's dance.
Really not showing it. Now a single crit here.
Blades sharp.
And we're not getting lucky with the burns either. For that additional crit chance.
Let's dance.
This is gonna take a while, as you can see. But I do believe that Maya is actually my strongest DPS at the moment. We're still gonna try and challenge ourselves with CL. We're getting there. But I want to use Maya to get to phase 2 a lot quicker.
Let's dance.
Hey Clem. So I am taking a break
Time to
with
hit big.
CL for a bit because I want to learn the patterns in phase 2. And Maya currently is my strongest attacker, as long as I can keep her in Virtuoso by not making any mistakes. Correct. I discovered phase 2. That was a moment. That was a moment indeed when I realized that Golgra had a phase 2. So what I'm doing right now is using Mael, because Mael's counter is very strong. It takes like considerably less time than CL, which takes over an hour and a half sometimes. An hour at best and an hour and a half at worst. If I keep going with Mael, I've noticed that I usually get to either 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and I'm using that to get to phase 2 and practice. That's it. I never said that. And you can all see stream as proof of that, King. Your lies are exposed.
Finesse and precision.
Said I am finding the phase 1 stuff a lot easier now.
Ready to parry.
As long as I keep my focus anyways. Discovering Phase 2 was a real moment for me. You can tell I was genuinely shocked from my voice there. I think our editor placed a clip on it on the Twitch channel because he found it so funny. Even he knew about it, apparently. I was the only one who didn't.
The dance begins. Finesse and precision.
Getting any luck with the
Let's
burns.
dance. Ready to parry. Ready to parry.
I really wish my Maya could do like 999 each hit.
Spill some ink.
That would have actually made it so much faster.
Finesse and precision. On me.
Because right now, our objective is landing Phase 2. But the faster I can get there, the more chances I have to earn it.
Ready to parry. Ready to parry. Let's dance. This will hurt.
You know, you speaking of blindfolded parries, reminds me of people actually parrying, doing blindfolded runs of Sekiro and Bloodborne, and I have to wonder how they do it. Like, what are they doing? What are they listening to that they know when to parry?
Finesse and precision.
Oh, I was saying this before, Kim, but I do believe our editor actually made a highlight of that moment on Twitch, because he found the whole thing really hilarious. So you can actually, if you want to see how I reacted, you could actually see it. not you, King. I meant Klim.
Let's dance.
I know you already saw it because you were talking to me about how high pitched my voice was.
This will hurt. Finesse and precision. Ready to parry. Let's dance. Blades sharp. Let's dance. On me.
Ah, no 6K counters. Not blocking out much on the crits. Unless I complain about it.
Sharp. Ready to parry. On me. On guard. Finesse and precision.
Really not awarding us the burn.
Let's dance. The dance begins. On me.
That's better. Okay. Yeah, I even say it in the clip, I think, that you guys all probably knew it had phase 2. Because up to this point, there has been no boss which had a different phase. So that genuinely caught me off surprise. So far, I was just expecting it to be like same pattern until the very end. In some ways, I'm kinda glad there is a phase 2. Because now, it's less boring at the end. I had a feeling you knew, but you and some other people definitely knew there was a phase 2 to the fight. And now, we gotta get there as quickly as we can so we can practice it. Unfortunately, my damage is still, even with my strongest character, not so high, so it's gonna take us some time to get to phase 2. So it's fine. If you don't have time, just the high is good enough for me. We all have stuff to do in our lives. Other than wasting it on seeing someone bash their head against a wall. A wall called Golgra. So yeah, I'm using my ult to quickly get to P2 so I can learn the patterns. Quickly in this case. Being anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Depending on our luck of crits. Alright, good night, King. I know you always like a good early sleep. I should probably do that too one of these days. Just turn in really early. Just don't feel comfortable doing that until I know everyone's back at home. And my younger sibling and my mother. I worry something might happen. Although it's very unfounded, they're perfectly capable of taking care of themselves.
Okay.
I know, right? Her kicks are,
On me.
excuse the pun, impressive.
Okay. On guard.
God.
Finesse and precision. Okay. Ready to parry.
No, not lucking out on the crits even with the critical burn. Unless, like I said before, unless you complain about it. I wonder if this is genuine Taekwondo though. I feel like I have seen a few of those moves
Okay.
from fighting games, but I'm not a martial artist. I am actually, it's because she's in Virtuoso. Her actual damage is around the same as the other characters. This weapon, when I start a fight, puts morale in Virtuoso, and by using the skill Fluret Fury, I can actually keep her in Virtuoso stance, and that's what is actually giving her that incredible damage. I would have liked it if I had upgrade materials for a weapon, which might have pushed it to 9 and made it even faster, but I don't, so we're gonna have to keep trying our luck to get 6k each turn, on each counter anyways. But if I accidentally switch out of Virtuoso, then I'm completely messed up. Which actually happened early on stream today. Because I have no other way to enter Virtuoso. The only option that I can requires Golgra to be burning. And when my turn comes up, the burn always wears off, so yeah. Ah, okay. I actually had a friend tell me to choose Mayo, and that's the only reason why I chose her. Otherwise, I might have actually gone Lune or Gustav myself. But he was very insistent that I choose Mayo without spoiling what I was getting. I have to thank him for that. Because otherwise, that's why it's going to take a lot longer.
Let's dance. Okay.
Is it considered the best weapon? That is a very odd thing to have so early on in the game. But I can see why he was so insistent on it.
Finesse and precision. Let's dance.
Agreed. The fact that she starts in Virtuoso and then you get a skill that allows her to keep her in Virtuoso is so kind of broken. And I'm using her solo right now, but imagine if you could actually put in other things like defenseless and burns with other characters, and then you can really stack on the damage.
Finesse and precision. Okay. Let's dance.
Take a sip of water here. Make sure I don't accidentally lose enough points to not be able to use my skill.
Finesse and precision.
Burn quick's doing good.
Let's dance. dance. The dance begins.
Yes, I have actually gone to 50% on CL here. I made it to phase 2, and I realized that I need to learn completely new patterns. That's why we've actually temporarily switched over to Mael. I will finish the challenge still on CL. Like, that's my goal. But I'm using Mael because her DPS is a lot higher to get to second phase, so I can learn that phase's patterns. Even if I usually survive like one or two turns on phase 2. Yes, I do feel that. Like, if you invest a lot into upgrading weapons, it definitely feels like the payoff is really, really huge. And it seems like, depending on how far you are in the story, you do get crafting materials, upgrade materials rather, from the enemies in that level range, which is very nice. It is a bit random, but I do feel like that's the case.
On me.
As you can see, Mael does like 6k damage each hit. We're sort of using that to get to phase 2 quickly, so that we can learn those patterns. But like I said, our main challenger would still be CL.
Blades sharp. Okay.
Gotta make sure I don't lose focus either. I feel a lot more comfortable doing this stuff,
Ready
but
to parry.
never say never. The moment's complacency. Well, and we might have to restart all over again. Still have a long way to go. A good measure for how close we are to phase 2 is her stun gauge. Because I notice I get at least one stun before she goes into phase 2.
On me. Okay.
I'll be honest, when I started as Mael, it did bother me slightly because Mael has a habit of actually waving around her weapon when the enemy is attacking, and that was initially a bit difficult, but then after a while I would stop looking at her because I'm still looking at Golgra's like frames to determine when to parry. So now I'm pretty okay, all things considered.
Precision.
Initially I noticed that as well. Like, she will
On me.
do that little wave when preparing for an attack.
Ready to parry.
The little spin of her rapier.
This will hurt.
One thing I'm not sure about is whether her Golgra's actual attack animation speed up during phase 2. Because when I first got there, I managed to just luckily avoid the first attack. And that felt like it had the same timing, but I'm not sure about the others. It feels like it's slightly faster. Did I accidentally use that?
Finesse and precision.
Because if it's the same timing, then it's all about learning those additional hits. Because my understanding is that it's the same patterns just with additional hits tacked down at the end. So her impressive combo gets 2 additional hits. Her normal combo gets 3 additional hits. And her swift combo gets 1. Honestly, I know she could do more damage so we can get even faster to P2. I really want to learn it. Those patterns in P2.
Okay.
Lucky more on the burns here. I want the burns for the increased crit chance. Yeah, really not lucking out on the burns. I feel like Seal actually did those dodges much better. Then one of her turns had us shooting like 7 shots, so which kind of makes sense. You get more burns as her. keep our focus now that we've actually gotten close. Well, not that close, since, like I said, we usually get one stun before she gets phase 2. And that stun bar is still not looking anywhere near full.
Okay.
So this might be completely my own feeling, but I do feel like the closer we get to phase 2, the more she uses either swift or impressive combos. Really, still no burn.
Precision.
The other thing I might have lucked out on is on the fact that I actually made Mael completely crit. Well, not entirely crit, but the majority of her points are in crit. So her natural crit is pretty high. Even without a burn, we're still getting a decent amount of crits here to push the fight forward.
Let's dance. Ready to parry. Blades sharpened. Finesse and precision. Let's dance. On me. On me. Time to hit big.
Bad time simulator. Kind of like how we have the simulators for Final Fantasy XIV's Ultimate Raids, right? Well, something else that you could actually do is that you could just play normally, like you mentioned before, Skewer, and get the Act 2 one and come back here after I learned the patterns. But then I don't quite feel like moving without learning it either. Oh, we actually got a burn enema.
Precision.
Another 6k right there. I do not believe it will take much time once you unlock the attack limit.
Okay.
Because another friend of mine was actually doing the fight yesterday, and he was saying like he was doing
Okay.
anywhere between 300k to 800k, and I can imagine that would make the fight go real fast.
Hurt. Finesse and precision. Okay.
And if it's fast, you actually get more time to learn the patterns. Technically speaking, you can just stop
On
attacking.
me.
Like skip your turns and just learn the pattern if you're so inclined.
This will hurt. On me. On guard. Finesse and precision.
I just wish I had enough knowledge about games
On me.
to actually build tools like that. To just take the data from the game and make it myself. That would be so amazing. You could just practice anything in any phase.
Blades sharp.
I think I might actually... No, not yet. The sun gauge is not sparkling, so we won't get the break just yet.
Ready to parry. Let's dance. Ready to parry.
And now we'll probably be able to get rid of at least one of her turns. Which is nice, considering that she has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns before I can actually do anything.
Finesse and precision.
And it's very satisfying to hear that sun sound.
Okay.
Almost about to enter phase 2.
Let's dance.
And if you all are watching, don't expect me to live too long beyond phase 2. I haven't actually properly grasped her phase 2 attacks at all. Been there like 3 times, so not doing a very good job so far.
Finesse and precision. On me.
We just push my hair out of my glasses and get a sip of water. Delay the inevitable. Make sure I maintain focus for the rest until we get to phase 2.
Okay. En garde. Finesse and precision. On me.
Almost there. Probably need 2 more turns on my end to get to it. So still need to maintain focus.
Ready to parry. Okay. Let's dance. Blades sharpened.
Time for the inevitable death. Maybe 1 more turn before we go into it.
Finesse and precision.
I'll try with dodges first and not parries.
On me. Ready to parry. Time to hit big.
It'd be helpful if we actually got a mark or a burn.
On me.
That's it. Okay, we're gonna dodge for a bit. Okay, not getting the parry time
Ready to
correctly.
parry.
Yeah, that one, I need to slow down a bit. But I'm still not getting the perfect window for that, but I feel like the dodge is doing good work there. Alright guys, I think that might be it for my stream tonight. Unfortunately, it's almost 11 p.m. over here. Thanks for joining. I'll probably be trying this the whole week. Just spending like 45 minutes to get to phase 2 to try and learn the timings. We almost had it. Almost had it. I'll need to review that footage too, because I feel like almost all of those were dodges, right? Not perfect. That means I'm not hitting the parry windows there. Yeah, thanks for joining. Oh, Mael. Mael is level 20. As you can see. This is pretty much her stats and everything. But like I said, I put most of it in luck with an equal spread just for survivability and everything else. And I'm using all crit stuff. The real star of the show is just this weapon here. Because this starts in Virtuoso stance, and by using Fluid Fury, I can keep her in Virtuoso, and that is what is giving me that really good damage. If I had upgrade materials, I would have liked to have pushed this to 9, and that might have made a huge difference in the fight. But for now, this is fine, I think. And as you can see, CL is actually my lowest character, and that's part of the reason why I was doing it with CL, because I wanted a base character as much as possible. But for now, we're going to try with Mael just to get to P2 faster, but not today. For today, I am gonna go get some rest. So, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, and stay safe. Bye.